You're listening to That Home Loan Hub. I'm Zibuni Salimova, here to make home loans and property investing simple, smart, and stress-free. Let's get you closer to your property dreams. Hello and welcome back to That Home Loan Hub. Today we are going to talk about the word on the street. What's happening out there, what sort of stuff we're listening to, what sort of events we're going to, and to share some of that knowledge with you. So, James, hello.
Yes, people, you heard it first. Word on the street with James Buchanan.
I wish we had a video of that. Goodness, James, you did such a good job. Awesome. What have you been up to in the last few months?
Okay, cool. I'm starting to get around and to a lot of different networking events and seminars and stuff like that, and webinars and so forth. And so, I love asking questions about what's going on in people's businesses and what they think of various lending products. And one of the things, anybody that's might have been listening in the past, I have a bit of an interest in the reverse mortgage space. So I'm always asking, what people think of them because they have a bit of a negative association with them generally. But, and I'm getting lots of pros and lots of cons. So my summary is that generally speaking, it's a good product, but as a product of last resort. If you've got no other options and you're retired and you've got a freehold property and you've got no other way of getting the money that you need, a reverse mortgage is certainly worth looking into. On the other side of that, though, is if you're a reasonably young retiree in your early 60s and you take out $100,000 on a reverse mortgage and you don't pay that back until you're 85 or 90, that amount of debt is significant, and that's going to affect future decisions if you want to go into a retirement village or aged care or anything like that. So it's a case-by-case basis on who it works for. You don't want to spend any more money than what you have to on them.
It's interesting because, as you say, it does have negative connotation, but then what do you actually borrow money for? That matters, And one of the posts I've seen recently, and I thought, wow, this is nice. This lady, she put a picture up of her hospital meals. She was in a private hospital and she put different pictures of the menus in that hospital. You could even order, a high-grade wine.
Nice.
Like, in a hospital, you're fully medicated. You probably shouldn't be having wine.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
But the menu was just amazing. It was like salmon and steak and this and that. And people were going, what? How did you get to the private hospital to get the surgery? And part of her post was saying, thanks to my parents, they took a reverse mortgage on their house and to allow her to have the surgery that she needed.
Yeah.
So the daughter got a surgery. The parents borrowed the money on their house as a reverse mortgage. And she mentioned in the post that her idea is that she will get better soon. Yeah. She will go back to her high-earning job and she will be able to pay that back for her parents, or maybe she can borrow money against her house and pay back the parents. And when the parents get older, she'll be the one looking after them. Yeah. So to me, this was the absolute case in point why we would need a reverse mortgage in place. The lady was in a good position financially, asset-wise, but she just couldn't borrow the money herself. So her parents had to do it for her. And it's not a long-term borrowing. Yeah. It's a short-term solution for them where they give her some money, give her the helping hand, and within a year or two, she'll probably pay it back for them.
That's a wonderful scenario, and that's exactly the kind of thing that we would want to support people in doing. If people were to come and talk to us about a reverse mortgage, we would be trying to advise them on, making sure it's not a long-term mortgage, making sure there's some kind of exit plan, like what you've described here. The daughter's going to get back to work and pay the parents back. That's what you want to see rather than build up 20 years worth of compound interest. Because, you might have you don't know what you're going to need in the future, right? If you're 60, when you turn 80, you might want to go, you might need to go to aged care, or you might need to go to a retirement village or something like that. But if you've got this huge reverse mortgage, it's possibly going to stop you from doing that. So we've just got to look at them really carefully and make sure it's the right thing for each person.
Okay, so you visited that seminar and they talked about that. What else have you learned, James?
Gosh, that's a big question because, I've only got a little brain, so not everything stays in there.
We only have limited time, James. It's okay. You'll be fine. Just share 2 minutes of new updates.
Really interesting conversations with people from the New Zealand Shareholders Association as well about, obviously they're very pro the markets, but there's definitely a place for property within your investments. At the moment, it's, just reading the room a little bit. It's a really, from our point of view, it's a really good time for our clients to be buying because they've got so many opportunities. There's what would you say? Lots of sellers and not so many buyers at the moment. There's still quite a good turnover, but the prices are, not moving at all. So you're paying a fair price for a house at the moment, or perhaps even getting it a little bit cheaper. But you don't have too much competition. You don't have these multi-offers and stuff like that. So if you are a first-time buyer, it is. I can't think of a better time.
Yeah.
If you've got, to start talking to us. Who knows when it'll change? It might be 6 months. It might be a year. But right now, interest rates are low. Most people have got a bit of KiwiSaver. So there's lots of opportunities out there. And you've got some pretty desperate sellers in some cases.
Exactly. Because a lot of people I know, for instance, they're moving to Australia. So they don't care. They just want to sell their house and move on and, buy something in Australia, for instance, or go back to Europe or whatever. So there are different cases for that. There's also a lot of separations that we see.
Yeah.
And in those separations, again, usually they can sell a property because none of them, none of them want to buy another one out because of the memories. So they just want to move on. So there are some really good deals out there that you can get. Awesome, James. Well, thank you so much for sharing. This episode covered reverse mortgages again, but if you've missed a fuller reverse mortgages episode, go back a few episodes ago. James and I did a more in-depth.
Yeah. I'd like to say in-depth. It may not have been.
I was looking for that word. But if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out. We are here for you. We're here to help you. And remember, if you can, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram. That would be most appreciated. Thank you. Goodbye. And that's a wrap on That Home Loan Hub. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join me next time for more property tips and tricks. Your next smart move starts here.